Although Roblox is generally known as a kids game, over my 7 years of playing Roblox, I have found games that have captured the legendary feel of what real war is really like. The same feeling that you first get when you watch movies such as Saving Private Ryan or All Quiet on the Western Front. A realization that maybe you don't want to become the soldier you always wanted to be when you were growing up. You realize war isn't a thing to joke about and is actually the worst thing ever created by mankind. So in this video, I will be showing you the depth of the Roblox war space and how realistic it might actually be to the real world. But in order to capture the full war experience, I must divide the concept of war into 3 main points. The first point being that no one wins in war. The second point being that soldiers aren't just numbers in a history book, and are much more. And the third and final point being that humans may never understand the eternal effects of war. Now each point will have their own game that I will use to try and help you understand the true devastation of war. So with that all being said, this is the world of Roblox war games. The first Roblox game that I will be showing you is Centura. This game is a war game that takes place in 1908 to 1944, during the Antares military quest of the Centauran continent. Before this game, I had no idea that this war even took place, which is very interesting why they decided to choose such an unknown war above all the others. Now the point that this game best represents in my opinion is that no one wins in war. Whenever you're playing Centura, you kinda get this feeling and realization that no matter how many people die, the war still goes on. There's always a reason the war, whether it being good or bad, but every time thousands if not millions of people die. All because human beings can't come together and make reasonable choices for the future of their country.
Keep pressure here.
Centura is truly one of the best Roblox games to show you that in the end, maybe it wasn't worth the cost of thousands of lives for what war gives you in return. So with that being said, let me move on to the next Roblox game I will use to describe war. The second point of war, in my opinion, is that soldiers aren't just numbers written down in a history book. And the Roblox game to represent this the best is a game called Shell Shock. When you join Shell Shock as soon as the war begins, it shows you as a young man who ends up enlisting to join World War I. After going on a train and eventually being sent to the battlefield, you realize that you might not live to tell the tale of how bad war actually is. With water and food supplies slowly running out throughout the battles, and friends and peers being killed right in front of you, it is no longer an experience in your life, but is one that will stick with you forever. This game truly shows you what it is like to be one of the millions of soldiers who fought in World War I. Even if you were to survive the war, you would still have flashbacks to everything that happened, and will forever tell yourself that war wasn't worth the millions of lives that were lost. So with that concludes my second point on this journey to show you how good Roblox games might actually represent war. Now my third and final Roblox game to capture my third point is Roblox Blood and Iron. Unlike the other games in this video, Blood and Iron takes place in the early 1800s during the Napoleonic Wars. And I believe this game best represents that humans may never understand the eternal effects of war. Even after thousands of years of mankind advancing from swords to muskets to rifles, humans have still yet to realize that the worst creation they've ever made is war. Maybe even after thousands of years to come, war might still be the biggest threat to mankind, and could possibly be the one thing that ends up wiping us out. In this game, you've advanced from bows and arrows and are now a part of the future of guns. Huge battles takes place whether you're attacking or defending. All it takes is 1 or 2 hits and then you're dead forever until you take the place of a new soldier the next round. Although this game doesn't specifically target the idea that wars have been going on for hundreds and even thousands of years, it is still a great example of how one day we might get to the point where humans become so advanced that we end up killing each other off. But in the end, these games are just Roblox games, and somehow I managed to make it a whole video. I know you haven't liked your comment yet, so go ahead and do so, and I'll make sure to especially reply to your comment. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my presentation of the world of Roblox war games.